Hi, welcome to Forex in 4. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Monday, July 12th, 2010. This morning we're talking about U.S. earnings. They're on tap this week. It starts off with Alcoa. And, this earnings season is going to be really important because it's going to show whether or not, corporate profits are, moving ahead and we're starting to see some economic progress here in the U.S. Now, I talked last week about the disconnect between, what corporations are doing and what the real economy is doing, namely, this goes back to the jobs idea. It may be great that Alcoa is making money, but that doesn't help a guy who lives somewhere where he can't find a job. So, we still have that disconnect, and corporate earnings are going to be important this week to see if indeed businesses are coming up with good profits, because the common logic is, well, if they're making money and they're profitable, they're going to start hiring people. Now, I'll get to that discussion in a little bit, but what we've seen here to start the day is in the UK, GDP figures came in as expected, showing slightly positive growth for the quarter. It was up 0.3%. I just want to look here at the pound. You can see that the pound was a little bit weaker earlier. All right, just dipped right below 150 here for a little bit, put in a little bit of a double bottom, and now we're trading back over 150. Okay, so the 0.3% growth, while that's not great, it is showing growth still, and that's a positive sign for the UK. Now, they're saying that they're expecting even better growth in the second quarter before the fiscal tightening measures really step in and affect the way that the pound's trading. So you've got to keep an eye on the pound. All right, their current account deficit came in at its widest margin since 2007 as well. So pound strength may be hurting businesses in the UK. So we could see some continued accommodative policy from the Bank of England for some time. Real quick on the euro. Okay, euro is just below that 126 level, as you can see right here, just trading a little bit below. All right, now they are having their bank stress test next week. We know this, but they're also talking about policymakers around the region are saying that banks need better capitalization. Now, this is going to be a balance for them because they need to, be able to lend money out to people, and if they need to hold more money in reserve, that could potentially hamper growth. But in the meantime, we're seeing out of Germany, based on their employment industrial production figures, that their economy is doing pretty well. So we're going to have to see if that's going to be a good counterbalance out to the austerity measures, if that's enough to hold the euro at these levels. So that's what we're looking at. Real quick, Aussie USD just down a little bit lower. Same with Aussie yen. You can see here sold off. We've got some risk aversion to start the morning, but actually in Australia, home loans rose for the first time in 8 months, so that's a good sign. But the futures traders, they're actually betting that the Aussie, that they're not going to raise rates at the next meeting. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. But expect the Aussie, the Kiwi, and the Loonie to trade on risk themes this week, all based on U.S. stock earnings. All right, last one I want to take a look at is just USD Japan. Okay, you can see we had some yen weakness earlier. Now, the ruling party in Japan, they actually lost the upper house of their parliament, so through elections. So there's some political uncertainty there. You can see that was initially yen weakness, but now it's rolled over due to risk aversion, and now we're seeing a bit of yen strength. So there's some questions over whether this new government's going to be able to address their budget deficit effectively, and we're going to have to see how that takes place going forward. But expect the market to trade primarily on risk themes this week due to these U.S. corporate earnings. Now, I just wanted to touch back on it here is that, everyone's sort of expecting corporate earnings to come in as good numbers, better than expected. Corporations are supposed to be making money, and people are hoping that, well, hey, now they're making money, maybe they're going to share the wealth, start hiring people, but that may not necessarily be the case. I mentioned last week that, new rules and regulations and the possibility for tax hikes down the road have really created an anti-business climate here, and I wonder if businesses are going to, be so quick to hire and expand hand if they're afraid of what's coming down the pike. Now that said, that's the scenario for if we get good earnings. On the flip side, if the earnings come in bad, all right, or if they just come in average, then people are really going to say, wow, these guys, corporate companies aren't growing, and so they're not going to be hiring, and that's going to look even worse for the economy. So this is going to be a volatile week. I expect this thing to trade, pretty much in the short term. You're going to get lots of opportunities, but I don't know if I'd be putting on any big home run trades here. Depending upon what's going to happen. So you just want to keep an eye on what's going on. I'm going to keep trading for the short term. I'd suggest you do the same until we get a better idea and some clarity about how these companies are doing. Now, at the end of the week, we're going to get CPI and PPI data here in the U.S., and that'll also tell us how we're doing on the inflation front. So that's what we've got for today. Good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.